Welcome back to Smiling with Erin D. We're back for Disney's Heroes vs. Villain series. And this week we have a warrior versus warrior. This is not your typical week because no hero versus villain in this week. Warrior versus warrior, I think this is so iconic, these two characters. Let me get into it. It's Mulan versus Raya. They may not have any magical abilities, but they're both strong and they're both very smart. We're going to compare, contract, and then you guys are going to cast your votes. So let's dive in. First up, let's talk about their design. Mulan, she starts out with this beautiful, kind of soft look, very feminine clothes, and that's stripped away when she decides to become a soldier. And she's more in these clothes that I think almost she becomes stronger by them. It's these bold reds, dark green. It's a sharp line, and she definitely folds in, and it's easy to hide that she's feminine in these clothes because she is, I think, more confident and more bold. And I loved her transformation. I think that they did an amazing job. Now let's transfer over to Raya. Raya's look is more lived in, which is more fitting for her character. She doesn't stand out bold in the colors like we see in Mulan. Not that either one is very colorful, but I think she's more a lived in look. If you pass her in the street, you probably wouldn't notice her kind of look. She's very earthy. So I gotta give the design up to Mulan, even though Raya, great character. So that leads us into our characters' abilities now. Now, neither one of our characters actually has any magical abilities, but I think that their abilities are quite incredible. We're going to start with Mulan. Mulan has the training from the army. She's not the strongest, but I think she is one of the smartest because she can use the environment around her and figure out how to manipulate it to take down people who are much stronger than her, and in a hand-to-hand combat should definitely win. But Mulan's brains, they really set her apart. And Raya has been trained since childhood as a guardian. So she has martial arts training, so hand-to-hand combat, I think Raya is the stronger lead. She's very fast. She's skilled with whip swords. I think she's amazing when it comes to hand-to-hand combat. Do I think she's as smart as Mulan? Let's discuss. So Mulan has the ability to take down people because of her brains, and Raya is physically stronger, I think. So it'd be an interesting head-to-head combat. And so is the brains going to win, or is the actual abilities going to win? Let me know in the comments below which one you think would be the standing tall champ.
Please tap that like button, hype button, and subscribe so you never miss a video.
Moving on a little bit, let's talk about their iconic moments. Everybody has different opinions which ones are the most iconic moments in the movies. I want to focus on the ones that really hit me the hardest. I think, and I know there are many iconic moments, so don't kill me in the comments below, but I think the most iconic moment for Mulan really was right in the beginning of the movie, where she takes the place of her father and goes into the army. I think this is so brave and so shows who she is, because she's supposed to be a female, and so she's not supposed to go into the army, but she represents her family and she sacrifices so much, and she's so brave. This shows who the movie is going to be about. I think this characteristic really shows throughout the movie.
Sorry, this portion will be done as a voiceover due to technical difficulties. Raya has some amazing action pieces, especially the fight on the spine and the final confrontation with Namari, but her most iconic moment is actually quiet, when she chooses to trust Namari and hands over the gem shard. It's a powerful message about unity.
Her learning to trust and believe in Naimir, sorry if I mispronounced that, but I think for me, that is the moment that I truly saw her grow, and I really just was like, it crushed. It was just so beautiful to see our character, this strong warrior, really do something that I don't even believe she thought was possible, to believe in someone else and to trust them.
Please.
After what she's done?
We'll never trust her. Then let me take the first step.
So those are the iconic moments that most hit me. Yes, there are many iconic moments, many battles, but we all have our opinions. Put your opinion down below, but don't torch me for mine.
Alright, we're going to break this down, a little pros and cons list for each character. Starting with Mulan, the savior of China. The pros: adaptability. She excels at using her environment to her advantage, like using a fan to disarm Shanshu. Strategy: Mulan wins by outsmarting enemies who are physically stronger than her. And resilience: she pushes through physical pain and exhaustion better than almost anyone else. The cons: experience. Her formal training was essentially a few weeks of boot camp compared to a lifelong study. Weaponry: her standard issue sword is reliable but basic compared to Raya's whip blade. Size: she's often physically smaller than her opponent, requiring her to rely on her speed and wits. Now to Raya, the guardian of the gem. Her pros: technique. She has mastered multiple martial arts styles and is lethal in hand-to-hand combat. Equipment: her whip sword offers both long-range strikes and close-quarters grappling capabilities. Agility: Raya is incredibly acrobatic, able to parkour through environments quickly. The cons: trust. Her struggle to trust others can blind her judgment in the heat of the moment. Emotion: she can be hot-headed and impulsive when her emotions get the best of her. And isolation: unlike Mulan, who thrives in a unit, Raya is used to fighting alone, which can be limiting. Which of these cons do you think would be the fatal flaw in a fight? Let me know in the comments below.
All right. So again, let's talk about the head-to-head. When it comes to design, you gotta give it to Mulan. Though Raya has her own unique earthly look, I think Mulan, just the way she transfers from this little feminine girl to the warrior hidden as a man, and that just kicks butt. Brains, Mulan is a little bit ahead, but on skill and ability, you gotta give it to Raya. And for iconic moments and growing, I feel like Mulan really was a strong person right from the beginning. And yes, they were both strong people, but I felt the growth in Raya was a little bit more there than Mulan, because we see her really learn to trust and believe in someone else, which for a lone wolf, it's really hard. So I got to give that up to her. Let me know who you think going on to the next round. Cast your votes down below and on our post page. I have enjoyed this so much so far. I love these two characters, and I love that we have two strong women up against each other this week. Let me know who you're voting for, and as always, remember, find a reason to smile today. Bye, everybody.